Grace Shell. Number 24, Savannah Stamps. Number 27, Casey Carpenter. And number 30, Macy Cox. Coaches for the Indians, assistant coaches Haley Thompson, Daniel Rowling, and Kerry Simmons, and head coach Andy Kurt. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for a prayer followed by the playing of our national anthem. Would you bow with me? Father, I come to you right now, God, and I thank you for this beautiful day. I thank you for the sports softball. Pray that none of the athletes should be injured during today's contest, and sportsmanship will be shown throughout. She lead us and guide us and protect us on our way home until the contests are over. In your name I pray. Amen.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the second game of the day here at the MACJC tournament, ICC and Southwest. Well, if it seems like you just saw these two teams play, guess what? You did. And that was a wild sprint to the finish. As always, we've got teams in front of us today that is doing their broadcast, so we have to wait until they're out of the way, then get set up, and it is they call the Kentucky Derby the most fun 2 minutes in sports. Well, setting up our equipment might be the most fun 10 minutes, as that First American National Bank opening pitch is across at 2:27. It's a 2:27 First American National Bank opening pitch here between ICC and Southwest. These two teams split on the regular season finale as that pitch in the dirt evens the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and no outs. As this is Buzzy, the left fielder, leading us off here. It'll be Buzzy, Nations, and McNabb due up. It's Olivia Burns in the circle here for ICC in the first game of the day. Now, we are going to only have one camera today, so we hope you do understand and recognize that, as we've got graduations later on this week. As that pitch over for strike, 1-2 now is the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes as Buzzy is at the plate. Swings on this one, pops it back off the netting to keep the at-bat alive here. In the first game today, it was an interesting one. Gulf Coast, they held on to win 6-4 over Colin. Colin scored 4 late in that one to try to rally. They did bring the tying run to the plate in the top of the 7th. Just couldn't do anything with it. Ground ball, it's going to be the shortstop. Matty Miney over in time for the putout. So a nice job that time to retire Buzzy 6-3 on the putout. And now this will bring up Nations to the plate. So now Nations will dig in, takes a look at that first pitch. It's inside for a ball. So 1-0 is the count. Here to Josie Nation, swings on the first pitch she sees. It's going to be down the line out in right field. This is going to go for extra bases. If they're going to ask for 3, yes they will. And that'll be a triple as the relay was not in time. So Nations just put the bat on the ball. It drifted away from the right fielder, and that will go for a 1-out triple here for Southwest.
Now batting for the Lady Bears, designated play number 18, Jordan McNabb.
And so now this will be the DP coming to the plate. This is going to be Jordan McNabb. McNabb, the DP, a chance for Southwest to strike early here as there's a runner at third with 1 out after that triple down the line. Well, the breeze starting to blow here at the ballpark. There is a chance of rain moving into the area. Of course, that could make things very interesting in this tournament as that pitch across for a strike from Burns. So Jordan McNabb is at the plate. We're in the top of the first inning. No score, but Southwest threatening. So 1-1 is the count here to McNabb. The DP shows bunt, pops it up. The ball is going to be tipped, and it's going to be a fair ball, and that will go for a hit. Well, they did try to squeeze bunt that time, and a good job by McNabb forcing that one, and that will score the first run of the game. It was almost a great play on the part of Casey Carpenter. She went in and made that leaping attempt at a catch, just couldn't do so. If she would have, it could have been a Little Caesars double play, so a break there for Southwest. So 1-0 now is the score. Southwest striking early here. We talked about these two teams split in the regular season finale. Nobody at first, and that's going to be another infield hit there. Back-to-back infield singles off bunts. And so now with 1 out, runners at first and second, Southwest playing some small ball and making it happen here in the top of the first inning. Now this will be Jade Latham. Latham absolutely kept the ICC bats quiet in the first game of the year, and Coach Kirk wants to come out and talk to the girls real quick in this situation. Time out on the field, we're going to take it with them. Let's hear from the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. Back with more right after this.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
And welcome back as they break up the circle there, and ICC trailing it 1-0. We're in the top of the first inning. ICC and Southwest getting after it today here at the ballpark. Game 2 of the MACJC tournament. The winner of this game will play tomorrow at 5. The loser at noon in the first elimination game of the tournament. Now this is going to be Jade Latham. Man, she had a big game the last time these two teams met. As she takes a healthy swing at that one, misses on the fastball for strike 1. But yeah, she had a great game at the plate, and she also kept the ICC bats quiet in the second game for them to earn that 6-2 win in the, let's call it afternoon cap. It wasn't necessarily nighttime whenever the game started. As that pitch missing, 1-1 now is the count. So the winner of this game will get Gulf Coast tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. The loser will take on Colin at noon in an elimination game. So you'll want to be sure and stay tuned for those as we progress throughout the afternoon. 2 more games coming up here at Jones. As that pitch missing outside, 2-1 now. goes the count here to Latham. Host Jones will play the next game, and then rivals Northeast will play the nightcap here. So waiting the 2-1 pitch here. Change up, and it misses inside. 3-1 now is the count here to Latham. Nice at bat for Latham right now, being extremely patient. Runners on first and second. There is only one out here in the inning. So Latham would love to help her out on her own cause here with a base hit. They already lead it 1-0. Instead, that's going to be ball 4 for a walk. Well, I apologize. I'm used to having 2 cameras, so I tried to switch to the wide view, but I'll try to stay away from that. So that is going to be a 1-out walk that loads the bases now for McKenna Red, the catcher. So trouble here for the Indians early. As bases loaded, there's 1 out. Boy, the Indians would love to find a Little Caesars double play to get out of this inning with minimum damage done, but the Southwest Bears would love to find a way to get that merry-go-round spinning. And that pitch missing high for a ball to McKenna Red. So it was a ground out to the shortstop by Buzzy. Nations tripled. She came around to score on a single by Jordan McNabb. That makes it 1-0. Then a single by Jeff Coate and a walk to Latham has loaded the bases here in the top of the first with 1 out. This pitch fouled back. 1-1 now is the count with 1 out in the inning. Well, clouds in the area. Rain anticipated for tomorrow. Going to make it very interesting if those rains do move into the area. Of course, a couple of years ago when we were down here for the state tournament, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, we ran into a little bit of a rain issue as this ball fouled back off the netting. 1-2 now goes the count. Good job by Burns finding a way to battle back and get ahead of the count here. She's got to find a way, man, to get this out, maybe a force out at home or possibly a strikeout here, just to see if they can get out of this inning with minimum damage done. So 1-2 now is the count with 1 out on Red. And there's strike 3. A big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there of Red for the second out of the inning. Paints that outside corner quite beautifully that time. And that's the first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, RenaissanceBank.com. So now with 2 outs in the inning, this will be Madison Gower coming to the plate, the center fielder. Try to adjust our crowd mic as we go throughout the day. So now with bases loaded and 2 outs, the Indians trying to find a way out of the ball game, or excuse me, out of the inning, and they do. Well, a big time play there. They tried to lay down the bunt. They were successful with it twice in the inning, but ICC gets out of a bases loaded jam. So they get 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. We'll take a break, and let's hear from Renaissance Bank and more here on the ICC Sports Network. Southwest leads it 1-0 as we move to the bottom of the first.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at today's ICC starting lineup being presented by your Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works. ICC and Coke. Now that's the winning combination. And Coach Andy Kirk, he hopes he finds that winning combination here today against Southwest. And this is how the lineup will look here. Leading things off will be Maddie Miney. She'll be playing shortstop. Rachel Stranisha will be the second baseman. Samantha Conley will be catching and batting third. Batting in the cleanup spot will be the third baseman, Summer Kreider. Macy Cox will be the DP. She'll be batting fifth. Batting sixth will be Casey Carpenter, who's playing over at first base. Jessica Davis, she'll be out in right field. Joanna Vasquez will be in left field. And Hope Harbin will be in center field. That is today's Coca-Cola starting lineup. Of course, when we talk about them, we have to talk about Buddy Long and all the fine folks out there at the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works. Not only a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics, but also a proud partner with Itawamba Community College. Now this is going to be Maddie Miney to start us off here in the bottom of the first. Maddie swings on the first pitch she sees, and it's going to go to the gap, and this is going to go for extra bases. A nice start to the contest here for ICC as Miney gets a double out to left center. Well, it was an extra base hit by Nations that scored the first run. She got a triple. And so Miney just went with the pitch and hammered it out there to left center. And a good sign there for ICC because Maddie did not have the best day at the plate against Southwest. So you know the freshman shortstop is happy to see that one there, as now this is going to be Rachel Sternisha coming to the plate. Rachel stands in and takes that pitch for a strike. And that pitch going for a ball, 1-1 now is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, and a runner on second with no outs here. Maddie Miney swung on the first pitch she sees and delivered a double out to the gap in left field. So Sternisha will stand in here, shows bunt, pulls back, and takes it for a strike. So ICC looked like they might have been trying to play a little small ball, much like Southwest did successfully. And so Sternisha will stand in here. Swings on this one, grounder to the third baseman. And they're going to throw over in time. The ball was low, but a nice dig out of the dirt that time by Jeffcoat. And that'll be out number 1 in the inning. And this will bring up Samantha Conley. So Samantha Conley will dig in here, and Coach Kirk wanting to come out and talk to the infield umpire, and they're going to appeal this one quickly to home to see if she might have been or dropped the ball as she caught it. Didn't necessarily see it from my end, so the 3 of the umpires are going to come in and talk this one over. Now, this is the first time this season we've seen a 3-man crew here with softball. And judging by the home plate umpire's shrug of the shoulder, I'm not going to think it's going to be overturned, and they're going to say it is an out. So the home plate umpire kind of shrugged his shoulder as if he said he didn't know, didn't see anything, so they'll stay with the play. And so that will stand 5-3 on the putout. And so the runner was unable to advance that time, so now Samantha Conley will come to the plate here trying to get something sparked for the Indians. They trail it 1-0 as that pitch missing outside for a ball. So 1-0 is the count here to Samantha Conley. 1-0 is the score, bottom of the first, ICC and Southwest. Indians have the tying run at second. Going to try to see if they can find a way to get her home. Sam at the plate. Swings on this one, fouls it back off the netting. Should even up the count. Yes, it does at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And 1 out here. So 1-1 is the count here to Sam. Swings on this one, rips it, and it's going to be over the head of the third baseman, and this is going to score a run. Could go for extra bases for Conley as well, and yes, it will, and we're tied 1-1. Clutch hit there for Sam. Let's go back and look at that one on the Little Caesars instant replay, as you'll see Conley dig in. A great effort over there at third base, just couldn't quite find it. She just ripped it over the head of the third baseman. Maddie Miney, who has good speed, easily circles around the bases, and Sam goes in standing up for a double. And now it's 1-1, so a clutch answer there for the Indians in the bottom part of the inning. And now this is going to be Summer Kreider at the plate. Kreider rips this one and pulls it foul down the line. Summer leading the team in home runs this year. Fouls that one off, and it will go for strike 1. Breeze is blowing in from left field into home plate. We have already seen some big-time home runs in that first game, especially by Gulf Coast. They had one that, you see the national championship sign in the upper right-hand corner of your screen? Well, that one flew it without an issue, as that's going to be another foul ball. 0-2 now is the count here on Summer Kreider. So 0-2 now is the count here on Summer Kreider. There is one out. ICC with a pair of hits, 3 in the top half of the inning by Southwest. They were able to get a triple and an RBI single by McNabb. And so now waiting the 0-2 pitch here to Summer Kreider. Kreider looks at that pitch, low and outside. Not a bad spot to miss that time by Latham, as she was trying to see if she couldn't get Kreider to chase one that time. Good eye on the part of Summer to hold off and make the count go 1-2. So 1-2 now is the count here on Summer Kreider. Kreider pops this one up. It's going to get back and out of play. Hey, speaking of Summer, you want to go and check out our page on YouTube by searching Let's Go ICC. Also, you can check it out on the ICC Softball Facebook page and Twitter at Let's Go ICC. She is part of our What a Play Wednesday presented by Renaissance Bank. She had a great play defensively against this same Southwest team in their Game 1 win, so you want to go back and check that out. Madison Haley, who, by the way, is running Twitter today, will have our What a Play Wednesday every Wednesday presented by Renaissance Bank. Kreider fouls this one off and out of play, and we'll stay at 1-2. So a nice at-bat going right now by Kreider, trying to find a way to win the battle here. 1-2 is the count. 1-1 is the score. There is one out and a runner at second, and that is Samantha Conley, who doubled in Maddie Miney, who started the game with a double off the first pitch she saw. Pitch coming. And a nice pitch on the inside. That was one thing Latham was able to do well the other day, was keep working on the inside part of the plate off the hands of the batters, and ICC wasn't able to adjust throughout the contest. And now Kreider's going to have to come back and try to find a way to win this battle here. 1-2 stays the count after about 4 foul balls in a row. Kreider looks at that pitch, missing low. 2-2 now goes the count here to Summer Kreider. Macy Cox is on deck for the Indians. It was a triple by Nations and a single by McNabb that scored the first run of the day. ICC has got a pair of doubles, and they've tied it up 1-1 here in the bottom of the first. This pitch popped back and out of play again. And so Kreider doing a nice job of finding a way to keep this at-bat alive, fouling off the 7th pitch of this at-bat. And so now 2-2 is the count here to Summer Kreider. We do invite you to follow us on Twitter. Keep up. There could be some changes with the tournament pending weather tomorrow. I know there's a lot of baseball changes that have been made. As this pitch popped up, shallow center field. Shortstop's going to go back and squeeze it for the out. So a nice job that time by Latham, finding a way to win that battle and getting the routine fly ball to shallow left field that was squeezed by the shortstop. And now this is going to be Macy Cox, the DP, coming to the plate. 1-1 is the score. ICC and Southwest here in the second game of the day. The first game of the day saw Gulf Coast hang on for a 6-4 win. They will advance to the 5 o'clock game and get the winner out of this contest. So Macy Cox now at the plate, trying to spark a 2-out rally here for the Indians. Swings on the first pitch she sees, and it's going to be over the head of the third baseman. They're going to ask Conley to score from second, and she will. Clutch hit there by Macy Cox. 2-1 ICC. So that was a single, much like the double by Samantha Conley, just over the head of the shortstop. As Conley was able to circle around, Coach Kerr told her to head home. She did, and Macy Cox gets the RBI single, and now this is going to be Casey Carpenter, the first baseman, coming to the plate. 2-1 ICC. The Indians trying to get this merry-go-round, keep it spinning here. As Southwest struck early, ICC answers back with a pair of runs of their own. Ground ball to the shortstop. Should be routine. It is 6-4 on the putout of Carpenter. So ICC gets 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors. As ICC leads it 2-1, we'll take a break. Let's hear a word from Davis Ford and more here on the ICC Sports Network. Indians lead it 2-1 after 1 complete.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to move to the top of the second inning. For Southwest, it'll be the 8-9-1 batters coming to the plate. Riley McManus, Tara Nelson, and then back to the top of the lineup in Tia Buzzy. ICC got 2 runs on 3 hits. It was a double by Maddie Miney. She scored on a 1-out double by Samantha Conley, who scored on a 2-out single by Macy Cox to take the 2-1 lead. It was an RBI single by Jordan McNabb, who scored Josie Nations, who tripled with 1 out in the top of the first. That is a Sonic scoring update being presented by the Sonic in Fulton, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics here on the ICC Sports Network. 2-1 is your score, as this is going to be McManus who is going to start us off here in the top of the second. ICC with a 2-1 lead. Olivia Burns still in the circle. She is tied for the all-time singles season win record at ICC with Bailey Springfield, who, by the way, is pitching just down the road, or down the road from us at Southern Miss. Olivia going to Delta State next year. She and Bailey each have 20 wins to lead that stat. This pitch fouled back for a strike. 1-1 now goes the count to McManus. She also holds the record for most career wins at ICC. I believe she's got 38 or 39 of those, as she surpassed Carly Mills in that stat earlier this season. This pitch missing low and inside for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. Hey, don't forget, hit us up on Twitter. Let us know that you're watching at Let's Go ICC on Twitter. Madison Haley running that. We've got Benny and Teresa Ping. They're checking in with us back in Danville, Virginia. As that pitch just missing inside for a ball. So they wanted to stay for the tournament, had to get home and take care of a little bit of business. So they're watching here on the Let's Go ICC TV.com Red channel. So we do appreciate Benny and Teresa always checking in. Lee Adams, who is watching, says 39 career wins for Olivia. Lee Adams, the assistant SID. He's typically here, but we've got to host the region baseball tournament next week, so he's back in Fulton working hard, getting ready for that as well. Of course, those tournaments scheduled to start on Wednesday. Weather pending there, ICC will host the Region 23 baseball tournament. If you're in the area, folks, I got to say this, you want to come out and watch that. Very well could have 5 of the top 10 teams in the country in that one. So that's going to be a leadoff walk to McManus, so a nice start to the inning there for Southwest. As a leadoff walk now, this is going to bring up the shortstop, Tara Nelson. She's batting in that 9 spot. We may have a runner coming in this situation. It appears that is going to be the situation here. So this will be number 5 coming in to run here for Southwest. So that is Ty Davis coming in to run here. So Davis will take over at first base for McManus, the third baseman who just drew that walk. 2-1 is your score. There's no outs. Shows bunt, pops it up. This is going to get back and will get off the backing there. Good effort on the part of Samantha Conley to try to get to that one. Just ran out of real estate as she hustled back that time. The ball bouncing off the padding for strike one. So once again, we saw Southwest do it in the top part of the first. They were able to get in a couple of infield hits off some singles. So ICC was anticipating that one there. So 0-1 is the count here. Shows bunt, pops it up, and there's going to be Samantha Conley camping underneath it for the out. Well, a good job by Conley that time. Comes up, finds it for the out. So that time they were trying to go for the bunt like they did, but sacrifice bunt to see if they could advance the runner. They did not. Good job, though, by Ty Davis to recognize that and quickly head back to first. So now with one out, we go back to the top of the lineup, and this is Buzzy coming to the plate. She grounded out to the shortstop. As you see the infield coming in this situation, anticipating another slap hit bunt type situation. She grounded out sharply, I should say, to the shortstop. In her previous at bat did Buzzy. Pitch coming. That one paints the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Well, of course, we don't have the brackets for the baseball tournament next week. There's still some things to be decided, I should say, as there's a lot of best-of-3 series going on this week. And change up, slap down to the third baseman. Throw over's low. In time, you've got to score that one 5-4 on the putout as it was thrown to the second baseman on the play for out number 2. It does advance the runner to second. So now with 2 outs, this is going to bring up Nations. Now in her previous at bat, Nations did triple. She hit a shot down the right field line that just kind of hooked, or I should say sliced away from the right fielder, Jessica Davis. She was able to come around and score after that. So ICC said if they could get out of this inning, much like they did in the top of the first, they got out of a bases loaded jam. See if they can do it again here. Change up, and it's a beauty across for a strike. Nation steps back, shaking her head in agreement. 0-1 is the count here. Also got to say, Carrie Miney checking in with a roll try. We're ready, and a hashtag rain, rain, stay away. Yes, please do that. Another change up. This one ahead of that one. 0-2 now is the count here on Nations. So no balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. There is a runner at second. That is the tying run here for the Bears. ICC would love to see McNabb start off the top of the third if they could find the third and final out here. So waiting this 0-2 pitch. Fastball outside. Not a bad spot to miss that time by Burns. See if she couldn't get her to chase one. She did not. So 1-2 now is the count here to Nations. That pitch drifts high. 2-2 goes the count now. Breeze picking up a little bit now, blowing a little bit more foul pole towards foul pole. Maybe in towards the first base dugout, which is being occupied by ICC in this game. So the count now goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Change up, pops it up. Going to be a tough play, but there's Maddie Miney to make it. Great play there by Maddie Miney to come up. It was kind of a dying quail that time as it just drops in her glove for the out. So ICC was able to get out of that slight jam there thanks to the nice defensive play on the part of Maddie Miney. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll take a break and come back with the bottom of the second inning for ICC to be the 7, 8, 9 batters due up. Jessica Davis, Joanna Vasquez, and Hope Harbin. Before we get to them, let's hear from Coke and more here on the ICC Sports Network. Indians lead it 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the second.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula.
Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done.
Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with the Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
Itawamba Community College is now offering 3-day weekends. You can be one of the first to take advantage of a compact course schedule with a majority of classes offered Monday through Thursday. Let us customize your education to fit your needs. Become a part of the ICC family and apply today at apply.iccms.edu. ICC, the best start here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Jessica Davis, the right fielder, to start us off here. We do thank everyone that's tuning in here on the ICC Sports Network this afternoon, as this is Game 2 of the MACJC tournament here at Jones College. The first game of the day saw Gulf Coast pick up a 6-4 win over Colin. Colin rallied to score 4 unanswered, did have the tying run at the plate in the top of the 7th, and just could not find a way to get anything going as they put the 5th run over at 3rd. Just a nice job by Gulf Coast to get out of that jam there and get the Game 1 victory. Gulf Coast had a couple of 2-run home runs in that first game, and man, they were some big boy shot, or big girl shots, I should say. It is softball, as that first pitch fouled back for a foul ball. Now it's going to be a tough play. Throw down to first is in time, though. Nice job that time by the catcher, as the ball just kind of hit and died. If it rolls forward a little bit more, Jessica Davis might have had a shot there, but instead a nice play there by McKenna Red to throw out Davis for the first out of the inning. And so I said it last week, and I'll say it again this week. I was very impressed with the play of the catcher, McKenna Red, for Southwest. That was another pretty good play there on her part. So now up is going to be Joanna Vasquez. Vasquez takes that first pitch high for a ball. We're in the bottom of the second inning. ICC with a 2-1 lead here over Southwest. The Indians were number 6 in the country last week. After a couple of splits, one with Meridian, one with Southwest, they slipped down to number 10. That was the final ranking of the season, so that will be ICC's final ranking of the year. So the 3rd straight season that ICC finishes in the top 10 in the country. That pitch paints the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 now is the count here to JoJo. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out as Latham in the circle here. JoJo rips one, shortstop, takes a bad hop on her, going to have to hurry the throw, and she's there. So E6 on the play there will allow Vasquez to reach on the error. Pretty routine play, just took an awkward hop on the shortstop. As you see it bounce up there, comes off her arm. Still had plenty of time to get her out, but JoJo with pretty good speed over there was able to leg that one out and turn it in to reach on the error. Now this will bring up Hope Harbin. Hope batting in that 9 spot. She is playing in center field. ICC, she had a pretty good series against Southwest. She had 4 hits and 6 at-bats. All 4 of those singles, most of those coming with infield singles. So we'll see how Southwest elects to play this year. One of those with Hope is darned if you do, darned if you don't, because she does have the ability to slap hit as well. So if you play back, she's going to try to bunt it. If you play up, she's going to try to slap it at you. As that pitch, a nice one from Latham, inside corner for a strike. Well, Jade Latham had an outstanding performance against ICC in the second game of that series to help Southwest earn the split. As Harbin does lay down the bunt, and they only got 1 play, and it's going to be the first, and it's not in time. Well, that's what we said. Darn if you do, darn if you don't with Hope Harbin. If you don't come in charging hard, she's going to lay that bunt down, and she's got amazing speed as you see her just get down the line in a hurry, not even close, as that will go for the 4th hit of the day for the Indians. So now this will bring up Maddie Miney to the plate. So with 1 out, runners on first and second, Maddie Miney, who doubled in her first at bat. ICC fans would love to see her do that again here. Miney looks at that pitch, high for a ball. Well, she swung on the first pitch you see and delivered it out to the gap in left field. She eventually came around to score on a 1-out double by Samantha Conley. So ICC, they're trying to get the merry-go-round turning here in the bottom of the second. They lead it 2-1 here over Southwest. Ball in the dirt. Now 2-0 goes the count here to Maddie Miney. So 2-0 is the count with 1 out. So Miney at the plate, waiting this 2-0 pitch. And that one missing low and outside. 3-0 now goes the count. You figure the red light's going to be on here for Maddie Miney in this situation, as it's 3-0. Runners on first and second, and you got Rachel Stranisha on deck for the Indians. 2-1 is the score. ICC trying to tack on some more runs here in this one. And that one right down the middle. Miney taking the whole way that time. 3-1 now goes the count. You got Joanna Vasquez. She's at second. She reached on an error on the shortstop. Hope Harbin had an infield single. She's over at first, and now Maddie Miney at the plate. And there's going to be a bunt laid down by Miney. Going to have to throw over to first, and it's not in time. Well, it kind of surprised them there with that bunt and back-to-back infield singles. Second hit of the day for Maddie Miney. You can see her name in tomorrow's box score in the Daily Journal. And now bases are loaded here for the Indians. Well, they weren't anticipating the bunt that time, and Maddie has really good speed in that leadoff position. So now bases full of the Indians with only one out here in the bottom of the second inning. And Rachel Stranisha at the plate. Rachel grounded out to third in her previous at-bat. Would love to find a way to get a base hit here and see if she could push across a run. Ball in the dirt, blocked up nicely that time by Red. If she does it, then Vasquez, who has pretty good speed over at third, would have had a chance to score there, so that one keeps a run off the board. 1-0 now is the count here to Rachel Stranisha. ICC's got 5 hits so far in the contest. As this one's going to be fouled back off the netting. 1-1 now goes the count here to Rachel Stranisha. So 2-1 is the score. ICC, though, threatening. You go back to the top of the first, and it was a bases-loaded situation with only one out in the inning for the Bears, and ICC was able to get out of that situation. So Southwest trying to return the favor here. Pitch coming. Stranisha lifts that one high for a ball, and 2-1 now goes the count here to Stranisha. So good eye on the part of Stranisha that time to hold off on it. Back-to-back infield singles by the Indians, preceded by an error, has loaded the bases here. So waiting on the 2-1 pitch, and that pitch goes high. So now the count goes 3-1. Well, no place to put her. So right now, if you're Stranisha, you got to find a way to get on base. A base hit, maybe take a walk in this situation and push across a run, as ICC trying to pick up an insurance run here in the bottom of the second. And, of course, when we talk about those insurance runs, we talk about your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. Awaiting the 3-1 pitch. And this one's going to be a flare out to the right side. Right fielder's going to get it, and that's going to score the run. And now they're going to throw it to third. She'll be there safely, and the runner will advance to second. So all the runners advance there, as that's going to turn into a sacrifice fly by Stranisha, as that gives her the RBI. And Vasquez will come across to score. Second out of the inning. That sacrifice fly being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. Follow them on Twitter at ICCBSU. Now, during the school year, they meet Monday nights at 7:07. Wednesdays at lunch. All they ask is bring $2 and a friend for worship and lunch at the ICC BSU. Brother Chris Burrows doing a great job, as always, there at the ICC BSU. 3-1 now after that sacrifice fly, and runners also able to advance into scoring position, and this is going to be Samantha Conley. Conley, she doubled and drove in a run in her previous at-bat, so ICC fans would love to see her do the same here. There is 2 outs in the inning. Now, that's one thing ICC did not do a good job of in the second game against Southwest, is find 2-out hits. So looking for one here. Conley fouls this one back. It's going to come off the edge of the concrete and bounce back into play. Nice rise ball as evens the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And 2 outs. There's runners at second and third. You've got the extremely fast Hope Harbin over at third base, so a wild pitch or a pass ball would easily score a run for the Indians with Harbin. That pitch just missing high and outside that time. Red kind of stood up on that one. I think if she stays down, might have got that one called a strike. But either way it goes now, 2-1 is the count here to Samantha Conley. Conley out of Mandeville, Louisiana. Had a chance to stop by and visit her parents on my way from Gulf Coast to Macomb last week. As this pitch, a flare out to the left side. Left fielder will squeeze it for the out. So a big-time clutch performance there by the Bears as they ran into a bases-loaded one-out situation. Only gave up 1 run on the play. So ICC gets 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base, both those in scoring position. We've played 2 here in Ellisville. We'll take a break and come back with the top of the 3rd inning, where to be the 3, 4, 5 batters due up: McNabb, Jeffcoat, and Latham. But before we do that, we're going to take a break, and let's hear from Little Caesars and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say. It's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza. Then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6. Pizza.
Your success at ICC starts with freshman orientation. Learn what the college has to offer, register for classes, meet your new ICC family, and discover all the ways to get involved across our 3 locations.
Hey guys, it's Madison, an orientation leader here at ICC. After you apply for enrollment, sign up for orientation because spots are filling up fast. Find out more at iccms.edu/orientation.
Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to move to the top of the 3rd inning. 3-1 ICC with the lead here. Their first game of the MACJC tournament here at Jones College. The first game of the day saw Gulf Coast pick up a 6-4 win. And as tradition, as always here at Jones, you'll hear the train roll through a couple of times throughout the day, and that's the first time today that we've heard the train come through. And so this will be Jordan McNabb coming to the plate. McNabb had an RBI single in her first at bat today. As that pitch across for a strike.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And that pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 is the count. There's no outs, as this is McNabb who is starting us off. Is that pitch missing outside? So 2-1 is the count here to McNabb. Change up and roll a big healthy swing at that one and missed. And again, we talk about it every time we have a softball game. If you can get that change up working and throwing for strikes can really make you a tough pitcher. And that was a good one there as McNabb tried to time that one up, just couldn't quite squeeze it up that time, and a big time swing and a miss. Change up again, and there's strike 3. Well, a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there as McNabb was frozen as that one came right across the letters. The second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Burns. As with 1 out now, this is going to be Carrington Jeffcoat, who singled in her first at-bat. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. RenaissanceBank.com. This pitch fouled back off the netting for strike 1. Well, we do want to remind you that if you're going to look for Thursdays and Fridays graduations, they will be available on the Blue Channel. The nurses pitting on Thursday and graduations coming your way on Friday. Those will be available there on letsgoicctv.com/blue. So 0-1 is the count. And there's going to be a fly ball center field deep, but to the step in front of the warning track will be for out number 2. Well, that's the thing at this ballpark. Sometimes what looks to be a routine fly ball can sometimes sneak out of the park here. Not the biggest of parks. They do have a taller wall than normal, but still, you'll see throughout the tournament, and hopefully ICC will see it as well in their favor, the ball tends to travel a lot further here at the park at Jones. So now with 2 outs and nobody on base, this is going to be Jade Latham. Latham takes that first pitch in there for a strike. She walked and was left stranded back in the first. That was a bases loaded situation where ICC got a strikeout and a pop-up to end the inning and get out of the jam. So 2 outs and nobody on now, as Latham trying to spark a 2-out rally here for the Bears. That pitch missing low and outside for a ball. 1-1 now goes the count here on Latham. So Burns trying to get her first 3-up, 3-down inning of the afternoon. Here in the top of the third, ICC leads it 3-1. This pitch popped up. Going to get over in foul territory. Carpenter goes back and makes the play. Nice job over there by Casey Carpenter. Got out of your screen, and that was not an easy play to make that time as she made the running catch over her shoulder for the third out of the inning. So it is a 3-up, 3-down inning as it goes no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll take a timeout. Let's hear from Cagle Eye Center and more here on the ICC Sports Network. ICC leads it 3-1. Back with more right after this.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
Celebrate outrageous amounts of toppings with Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest. With the most cheese and now with the most toppings at the nation's best price. Create your favorite pizza starting at $6. Pay, then express pickup at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for ICC. It'll be the 4-5-6 batters due up. Summer Kreider, Macy Cox, and Casey Carpenter. Summer popped up to the shortstop in her previous at-bat. That was for the second out of the first inning. So she'll try to redeem herself here. Now, Summer does lead the Indians in home runs this season, so she would love to find a way to dip into double digits of home runs as that pitch paints the outside corner for a strike. Well, just a heads up, Madison Haley, she's running Twitter, and I promise we have not changed our hashtag. It is Roll Tribe. She's doing a great job for us there. She's also keeping stats for the softball team. As that pitch goes high, 1-1 now is the count. She's battling some of the sun down there, so we do appreciate Madison. Also, Lee Adams back in the office trying to get ready for the upcoming Region 23 baseball tournament next week in Fulton. Raphael Henry, he's somewhere. As that pitch missing low for a ball. C.J. Adams, he sometimes listens, but probably not today. As the count now goes 2-1. We do appreciate everyone that is tuning in here on the ICC Sports Network. Of course, we'll know at the conclusion of this one, either ICC will play Colin at noon or Gulf Coast at 5 tomorrow. See you later. And it's gone. As that's going to be a solo home run to start the inning. And that's what we said. A lot of times a routine fly ball will get out of the ballpark, and that was the case there. That one would have stayed in anywhere else. Instead, that one just snuck its way out of the ballpark, and that goes for an RBI and a run scored. ICC leads it now 4-1. Well, I thought I had jinxed her there for a second, to be honest with you folks, as that one looked like a no-doubter off the bat, and then all of a sudden the left fielder kind of adjusted to it. And instead it did sneak out of the ballpark, and that will go for the home run there for Summer Kreider. And now ICC leads it 4-1. Good start to the contest here for the Indians, especially considering how they did not start well in Game 2 here against Latham. As that pitch across for a strike out of Latham, so ICC doing a good job of kind of coming back with a little bit of confidence here. against Latham. They've already got 4 runs on the board. They do have 6 hits in the contest. And ICC leads it now 4-1 with no outs. Cox looks at that pitch. She thought it was low and outside, so did I, but the home plate umpire, who's the only opinion that matters, calls it a strike. And 0-2 now is the count here to Macy Cox. Casey Carpenter's on deck for the Indians. Macy, see if they can put a crooked letter on the board here. This one fouled back, and the catcher just couldn't quite hang on to it. If she squeezed it that time, it goes for strike 3, so there's a break for Macy to come back and have new life here. So a solo home run by Summer Kreider starts off the inning. ICC leads it now 4-1. Macy Cox at the plate. Casey Carpenter's on deck, and then you've got Jessica Davis in the hole. Macy does a good job of reaching out, finding that one, fouls it off. And the count will stay 0-2 here with no outs. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. ICC with a 4-1 lead. Overcast afternoon here. Muggy is the key word for Ellisville today. So hot, Sean Wansley said he may not eat a burrito for today. As there's a ground ball to the 3rd baseman. Should be a routine play, and it is. 5-3 on the putout of Macy Cox for 1 out now in the inning. And now this will bring up Casey Carpenter. For those that are like, oh, what are you talking about? Wansley not wanting a burrito today. Well, that's what Wansley eats. Wansley is a proud supporter of the burrito movement here in Ellisville and the surrounding areas. If he's going to have a choice of food, it is a burrito. And he said it's too hot to eat them today. So that's how hot it is out here at the ballpark. Casey Carpenter stands in, takes that pitch for a strike. And this is Carpenter. She grounded out to the shortstop to end the first. That was a 2-run bottom of the 1st inning. It was an RBI double by Conley and a RBI single from Macy Cox. 4-1 is your score after that solo home run to start the inning from Summer Kreider. 1 out. As Carpenter blasts this one, and it should stay in the ballpark. And it's going to be off the track, and it's going to be dropped. And that's going to be a double there, so a tough play out there as she ran into the fence. Thought she had a chance at it. Going to give her a hit on that one because that was a tough play and a long run by the center fielder. And so that will be the 7th hit of the day for the Indians. A double there for Casey Carpenter. Thought for a second it might have a chance to get out of the ballpark. Again, you got to kind of hold your breath if you're an opposing team whenever teams do hit. We have a runner coming into this situation. This is going to be Mackenzie Toombs coming in to run. Mackenzie Toombs, the runner here for Carpenter. And this will be Jessica Davis. So Davis, who tried to lay down a bunt, the ball did not take a favorable roll as it just stayed right there in front of the catcher. Red was able to throw her out in that situation. So Davis is going to try to stand in here and see if she can spark the bats with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. Davis swings on the first pitch she sees, pops it up high left side. 3rd baseman is going to camp over and, nearly dropped it. Was able to squeeze it with the glove that time as it kind of popped out of the palm of her glove, but was able to do as you're taught back when you're playing Little League ball. You put both hands up, squeeze it. That's what she did for the out. And now with 2 away, this is going to be Joanna Vasquez. JoJo reached on an error in her previous at-bat. She did come around to score on a sacrifice fly by Rachel Sternisha as ICC was only able to get 1 run in that inning as they had bases loaded with 1 out. That pitch across to JoJo for strike 1. Well, can JoJo do JoJo things here and find a 2-out hit? See if ICC can put another run on the board here. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. ICC leads it 4-1 over Southwest. JoJo lifts this one. Center fielder should have it pretty easy. She does walk over a few steps to her right and squeezes it for the out. So that'll be a fly out to center field. But ICC gets 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll take a break as we played 3 innings here. ICC leads it 4-1. Let's hear from the PTK and Tupelo and more here on the ICC Sports Network.
Student involvement is a top priority here at Itawamba Community College.
If you want to be involved with student government, then the Student Government Association is the place for you.
If you have a stellar GPA, then Phi Theta Kappa is for you.
If you're interested in the diverse culture of our campus population, then the Diversity Club is for you.
If you're interested in leadership and service, then Indian Delegation is for you.
If you're majoring in computer programming or computer networking, then CPNA, the Computer Programming Networking Association, is for you.
If you're interested in good conversations and free lunch on Thursdays, then the Wesley Foundation is for you.
Our health science programs also have specific organizations for those majors.
Student Activities is excited to bring you new opportunities here at the ICC Tupelo campus.
Whatever your passion may be, we have a place for you.
This video is brought to you by Phi Theta Kappa Beta Chi Sigma Tupelo campus.
Man, these Red Bull slushes are invigorating, right?
I know it, man. I'm feeling confident, I'm feeling pumped. I want to jump this thing.
I don't know if that's such a good idea, TJ.
No, man, I need help. Can we jump this thing?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Rush in for Sonic's new Red Bull slushes. Half price during happy hour.
Bacon, Swiss cheese, juicy chicken on a King's Hawaiian bun.
Oh, what else is it saying?
It's saying you still owe me that $30.
Hang up!
Hurry into Sonic for the King's Hawaiian Chicken or Burger Club and try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to move to the top of the fourth inning. We're to be the 6, 7, 8 batters due up here for Southwest. It'll be Red, Gower, and McManus all due up here. Olivia Burr still in the circle. Olivia gave up 3 hits in the first. Since then has not surrendered a hit. She has given up a walk. As this pitch fouled back over the netting, back for strike one. So let's go ahead and take a look at a Sonic scoring recap as we're here in the top of the fourth. It was 1 run in the top of the first for Southwest after a triple by Nations that was scored on a single by McNabb. For ICC, they put 2 runs on in the bottom half of the first inning. A double by Miney, who scored on a double by Samantha Conley, as this pitch fouled off the netting, and 0-2 now is the count. Macy Cox came up and delivered a 2-out single to score Conley 2-1 after 1 inning of play. Southwest put a runner in scoring position in the top of the second, but could not do anything with her. And then ICC got a sacrifice fly from Rachel Sternisha to score Joanna Vasquez, who reached on an error, 3-1 ICC. So that pitch missing outside for a ball. 1-2 now is the count. Not a bad spot to miss by Burns. See if you couldn't get her to chase one that time. Then it was a 3-up, 3-down. Top of the third inning for the Bears. And then ICC got a solo home run in the bottom half of the third inning from Summer Kreider. Made it 4-1. And that is your Sonic scoring update being presented by the Sonic of Fulton. They've got those Red Bull slushes. And I was a guy that used to drink a lot of Red Bull back in the day. I've not had one since early December. Trying to lay off on those. But I do encourage you, if you're a Red Bull person, which I am, I love them. As this one lifted, center fielder going to have to go back. Ball knifing away, and there is Hope Harbin making a great play out there against the wall to rob Red of a extra base hit as Harbin crashed into the wall for out number 1. So right now, if you're McKenna Red, all you can do is just tip your hat and say good job to Hope Harbin, as that was a strong hit ball that time and was knifing away from Harbin. She caught it, crashed into the sign out there in center field, but was able to hold on to it. So now this will be Madison Gower, who popped up a bunt to the pitcher to end the first, trying to redeem herself here. That pitch missing on the inside for a ball. Well, the third baseman in a little bit in this situation. Middle infield is back. First baseman coming up about even with the bag, maybe a step in front of the bag. There over at first base is Casey Carpenter. Now she's coming in a little bit more. They are playing her kind of straight away, normal positioning out there in the outfield. Big swing and a miss there from Gower. Couldn't catch up with the fastball. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. As that's going to be a liner. Nice play over there, as that was just a nice job there, as it was blistered and over to third base and reeled in by Summer Kreider. And so now that was 2 outs, and this will bring up McManus, who walked. Her runner was Ty Davis. She got over to second but was left stranded. So ICC, see if they can find another 3-up, 3-down inning here. Fastball swung and miss for strike 1. So 0-1 is the count. There is 2 outs. We're on the road with ICC softball. Postseason play for the Indians. Number 10 in the country. That was the final NJCAA rankings of the year as this pitch fouled back and out of play. 0-2 now is the count. So for the 3rd straight season, ICC will finish in the top 10. They are the number 2 seed in the tournament. The winner of this game will take on Gulf Coast tomorrow at 5 after Gulf Coast defeated Colin 6-4 in the first game of the day. Colin will play the loser at noon in an elimination game tomorrow. This pitch fouled back off the netting. And 0-2 will stay the count. Good job that time by McManus to find a piece of it and keep the at-bat alive. So 0-2 will stay the count here on Riley McManus, the third baseman. 0-2 pitch coming. And there's strike 3. Another Renaissance Bank strikeout there, the 3rd of the day for Olivia Burns, and that will end the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Another 3-up, 3-down inning for the Bears. ICC will come back with Hope Harmon, Maddie Miney, and Rachel Stranisha due up in the bottom of the 4th. But before we do that, let's hear a word from the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi and be back with more here on the ICC Sports Network.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the bottom of the 4th inning. ICC with a 4-1 lead here over Southwest. First game of the MACJC tournament here for both the Indians and the Bears. These two teams did meet to finish up the regular season, and it was a split. ICC won the first game of the day 11-3 in 5 innings. And then Southwest came back in impressive fashion, won 6-2 in game 2. And was Jade Latham, who's in the circle here in game 1, that absolutely kept the ICC bats quiet. Hope Harbin stands in, takes that first pitch high for a ball. She had an infield single in her last at-bat. We will bring you some baseball updates throughout the day, and one of the first games of the day is going to be Northeast and Northwest. As this pitch popped up, catcher is looking around and finds it but drops it. Oh, tough break there by McKenna Red as that ball kind of just danced around on her that time and just popped out of her glove. So Hope Harbin will have new life here. So after one inning complete between Northwest and Northeast, it's 1-1 in game 1 of that best-of-3 series. A lot of these series in baseball have been moved up to Wednesday due to the rain that's anticipated throughout the entire state tomorrow, and it's going to be interesting to see how the games progress in this tournament as well. Harbin pulls one foul. It's going to get out of play, and 0-2 now will go the count here on Hope Harbin. She's playing in center field, had an outstanding play for the first out of the inning in the 4th as she made a catch running into the fence for out number 1. Then it was Summer Kreider who caught a line drive over at third, so back-to-back great plays by the Indians defensively in the 4th inning. So 0-2 is the count here to Harbin. She looks at that pitch outside. Not a bad spot to miss that time by Latham. And 1-2 now goes the count. Harbin, then Maddie Miney, the shortstop, is on deck. And Rachel Stranisha, who had a sacrifice fly in her previous at-bat, will be up here for the Indians in the bottom half of the 4th. Harbin pops one up. Left fielder's going to have to hurry over and just hangs up long enough to retire Harbin. So a nice at-bat that time by Hope. Fell behind 0-2, found a way to battle off a couple of pitches, but a good job by Latham to get that line out to left field to win that battle. And now this is going to be Maddie Miney coming to the plate. Maddie is 2 for 2 on the day. She had a double and scored a run in her first at-bat, single, but was left stranded back in the second. So she's going to try to find a way to see if she can keep things going in a good way here for Miney. So Miney will stand in. Looks at that first pitch across for a strike. Well, Latham has done a good job of settling down. Even though she did give up that home run in the third inning, she's scattered 7 hits on the day so far, but has done a much better job after the Indians kind of roughed her up for a couple of extra base hits. Actually, the Indians have 4 extra base hits on the day. And this is going to be a liner out to the left field, and it's going to be squeezed again for the out. So back-to-back lineouts to the left fielder, Buzzy, to go out there and reel that one in for the second out. But you see some of the Gulf Coast players making their way out of the ballpark. They'll take on the winner of this game tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So quickly, 2 outs now. This is going to be Rachel Stranisha coming to the plate. Colim will get the loser of this game at noon tomorrow, weather pending. Stranisha takes that first pitch across for a strike. Rachel is 0 for 1 on the day. As we talked about, she had that ICC BSU sacrifice fly to right field to score Vasquez in the second. She grounded out on a nice play by the third baseman back in the first. So Stranisha going to try to spark a 2-out rally here. Looks at that pitch low for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So we talk about ICC trying to spark the rally. Southwest trying to find a way to get a 3-up, 3-down inning, much like they had in the top part of the inning. See if they can get back to the plate and see if they can fire up the bats here against the Indians. Stranisha rips one. If it stays fair, it's trouble, but it's a foul ball. Foul by about 2 feet that time, as Stranisha's got really good speed. If that one could have stayed fair, would have went for extra bases, but instead, nothing but an exciting strike there. 1-2 is the count here on Rachel Stranisha. Rachel playing second base. That's where she's pretty much been all season long here for the Indians. So waiting the 1-2 offering here from Latham. Swung on and missed for strike 3. A big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there to end the inning for a 3-up, 3-down inning. The first strikeout of the day for Latham. We've played 4 here in Ellisville. ICC leads it 4-1. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Your success at ICC starts with freshman orientation. Learn what the college has to offer, register for classes, meet your new ICC family, and discover all the ways to get involved across our 3 locations.
Hey guys, it's Madison, an orientation leader here at ICC. After you apply for enrollment, sign up for orientation because spots are filling up fast. Find out more at iccms.edu/orientation.
Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now as we move to the top of the 5th inning, ICC with a 4-1 lead here over Southwest in the second game of the MACJC State Tournament being hosted here at Jones College. Another Renaissance Bank scoreboard update is the SEC softball tournament. It's in a rain delay. Ole Miss and Mississippi State are slated to play at 8 p.m. Of course, weather pending on that. State beat Texas A&M 3-2 this morning. Brother Chris sending that update. Brother Chris also saying it's clear and hot in Fulton. So we appreciate Brother Chris and everything he does to keep us updated on some of those scoreboard updates and everything he does as well for the ICC BSU. Ground ball to the second baseman. Stranisha has it, throws over in time for the putout of Nelson. Second time today that Nelson has been retired quickly as she popped up on a bunt attempt to the catcher in her first at bat. And now with 1 out, we go back to the top of the lineup here for Buzzy. Buzzy is 0 for 2 on the day. A ground out to the to the shortstop, followed by a ground out to the third baseman. And her first at bats today. So, yeah, you want to keep up with the SEC tournament? Well, you're going to have to wait a little while as they've got rain going on in that one. Of course, Southern Miss, I saw Bailey Springfield, the former ICC All-American pitcher. Southern Miss, they're starting their conference tournament. And then Alex Brown, as there's a bunt laid down. Stranicia comes up and makes the play for the out. Nicely done that time by Rachel Stranicia to come up and make the quick, tough play for the out. 4-3 on that one, back-to-back ground balls to the second baseman for 2 away quickly in the inning. We do want to say congratulations to Alex Brown. She was named All-Academic at North Alabama. Saw that on Twitter this morning. So a lot of great things going on with some of the former Indian softball players after their careers here at ICC. So now with 2 away, this is going to be Nation's. Nation tripled and scored back in the first. She also popped up to the shortstop to end the second. And there's going to be a ball over to Rachel Stranicia. She will toss it over and get the out. So Rachel and Casey, they tie a world record for most assists and putouts in an inning, as all 3 ground balls go to the second baseman for a 3-up, 3-down inning. We'll take a break and move to the bottom of the 5th inning. ICC with a 4-1 lead. Due up for the Indians will be Samantha Conley, Summer Kreider, and Macy Cox. Before we get to that, we'll take a break and let's hear from First American National Bank and more here on the ICC Sports Network.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef. No, corn-fed. On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula.
Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done. Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkey's for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with the Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the bottom of the 5th inning. ICC with a 4-1 lead here over Southwest for the Indians. It'll be Samantha Conley, Summer Kreider, and Macy Cox all due up, the 3-4-5 batters. Samantha is 1 for 2 on the day with a double and an RBI. She's also scored a run, and she flew out to left to end the second. So Conley will come in. Hey, I got to give credit here to Jones. Jones is hosting the tournament. They reached out to all the coaches and SIDs to say, hey, if you can bring us your walk-up songs, we'll be more than happy to play those for your batters today. So if you heard Samantha's that I'm from Louisiana song, that's why. So kudos to to Chris and Sean and the rest of the crew here at Jones for kind of making it feel like home for the girls here, making the tournament a little extra special. So a tip of the cap there to everyone involved with that. And that pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 now is the count here to Samantha Conley. Conley batting in that 3 spot. She's a sophomore, as we talked about, out of Mandeville, Louisiana. So she'll dig in here and see if she can spark something for the Indians. ICC leads at 4-1 as that pitch missing low and outside. 2-1 now goes the count. Conley, as we talked about, 1 for 2 with a double that scored Manny Miney. She eventually come around to score on a single by Macy Cox. So see if the Indians can extend on this 4-1 lead as we're in the bottom of the 5th. That pitch just missing outside for a ball. 3-1 now goes the count here to Samantha Conley. The reason why I keep talking about expanding on this lead, in the first game of the day, it was 6-0 Gulf Coast heading in late to the game. And then Colin rallied to score 4 runs, had the tying run at the plate in the top of the 7th, just could not get that runner on bases. There's a hard hit ball right back up the middle, returned to sender. Samantha Conley with the single. Go back and look at that one on the Little Caesars instant replay. Second hit of the day for Conley. And for the Indians. The 8th hit of the game here for the Indians, and now this will bring up Summer Kreider. Kreider had the solo home run to start the 3rd inning as she got it out to left field. This will be Lily Moore coming in to run here for the Indians. So Moore will be coming in to run. Well, the Indians will be without Hannah Swallows, one of the pitchers for this tournament. She is actually having surgery on her ear, I understand. So hopefully if Hannah and her family are watching here, that goes well. Know that you're in our thoughts and prayers, and can't wait to see you back for next season, Hannah. So now with 1 out, this is Kreider at the plate, stands in, takes that first pitch. Ooh, looked pretty good, but must have missed low and outside for a ball, as I thought that one was good for a strike, but the home plate umpire said, nope, Gore, it's a ball. So 1-0 is the count here on Summer Kreider. She's playing 3rd base. She's 1 for 2 on the day with that solo home run. Listed that one high and outside for ball 2. Sean Wansley has come into the house. Sean, I was telling everyone earlier, you said it's too hot for burritos. That's how hot it is today. So
90 plus, baby.
He says 90 plus. Is that how many burritos you had today or the temperature? C. That's his only answer. So 2-0 now is the count here to Summer Kreider. Grounder is going to hop over the head of the 3rd baseman. And she was playing inside, so a nice play over there at 3rd base, or that's what you're supposed to do by McManus. Just a friendly hop on the part of Kreider as she tried to make that leaping catch, couldn't do so. And you'll also find Summer Kreider's name in the Daily Journal tomorrow as she gets her 2nd hit of the day, 9th hit of the afternoon for the Indians. And now this is going to bring up Macy Cox. So Macy, who is 1 for 2 on the day, she did have an RBI single back in the 1st inning, grounded out to 3rd in her previous at-bat. So ICC with no outs. Runners at 1st and 2nd here, trying to see if they can have another big inning in this one. They lead it 4-1, trying to pick up some of those insurance runs. Macy shows bunt, pulls back, and takes it for a ball. You've got Lily Moore. She's over at 2nd base right now. She's running in place of Samantha Conley, who singled to start the inning. Summer Kreider, she's at 1st, who also singled in the previous at-bat. And so with no outs and runners on 1st and 2nd, this will be Macy Cox trying to spark the bats here for the Indians. Or I should say keep the bats sparked here for the Indians as she shows bunt, pulls back, and takes it for a strike. 1-1 now is the count here on Cox, who is the DP. She's out of Troy, Tennessee, and we've already talked about her family that's tuning in. That's Benny and Teresa Ping. They checked in from Virginia earlier, and so they're wanting to see her come up with her 2nd hit of the day. That pitch missing for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. Tim Sullivan also checking in. And so 2-1 is the count here on Macy Cox. Runners at 1st and 2nd with no outs. Casey Carpenter's on deck for the Indians. This time shows bunt. The pitch goes high. Infield was charging in that time. We'll try to keep up with some other of the baseball scores going on in the best-of-3 series. ICC will host the Region 23 after winning the state championship, and that pitch is going to miss low and outside for a ball. And so now bases are loaded here for the Indians with no outs, and Casey Carpenter coming to the plate. Casey doubled in her previous at-bat. It was a tough play out there in left field as the center fielder crashed into the wall, and that turned into a double. We got a break in the action. Let's hear from Sonic. Bases loaded, no outs for the Indians. They lead it 4-1. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Back with more right after this.
Yeah, these Red Bull slushes are invigorating, right?
I know it, man. I'm feeling confident, feeling pumped. I want to jump this thing.
I don't know if that's such a good idea, TJ.
No, man, I need help. Can we jump this thing?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Rush in for Sonic's new Red Bull slushes. Half price during happy hour.
Bacon, Swiss cheese, juicy chicken on a King's Hawaiian bun.
Oh, what else is it saying?
It's saying you still owe me that $30.
Hang up!
Hurry into Sonic for the King's Hawaiian Chicken or Burger Club and try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
Hey, welcome back. No changes made here for Southwest. We do have a runner coming into this situation for ICC. That's Sparks. will come in to run. Hannah Sparks will run in place of Macy Cox over at first base. ICC want to get a little bit more speed on the bases here. No outs and bases full of Indians. Can ICC get that merry-go-round spinning here to see if they can pick up some of those insurance runs? And, of course, when we talk about those insurance runs, we talk about your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. For all your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, or life, stop by and see Joey there on South Adams Street. Casey Carpenter at the plate now. She takes that first pitch high for a ball. 1-0 is the count. As we talked about, Casey doubled off the wall out in left center. She was left stranded in the third. She also grounded out 6-4 to end the first. So she is 1 for 2 on the day. And that pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, and no outs. Bases full of Indians. ICC trying to build on this 4-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Their first game of the MACJC tournament. The winner of this game will advance to play Gulf Coast tomorrow at 5. That pitch missing high for a ball. 2-1 now is the count here to Carpenter. Jessica Davis is on deck for the Indians. And then Joanna Vasquez is in the hole. So Carpenter awaiting the pitch here from Latham. Carpenter rips one, and it's going to get through, and this is going to score a run. They're going to ask 2 to score as Kreider is going to wrap around from second, and that's a clutch hit there for Carpenter. Take a look back at that one there. Her second hit of the day is going to go for a 2-run single as that scored Lily Moore along with Summer Kreider as 2 more runs come across, and that makes it 6-1 now. Still no outs, and that might do it here for Latham. If that's the case, we're going to take a timeout and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network, as we'll hear from all of our sponsors and more and tell you about the new pitcher coming in here for the Bears.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Your success at ICC starts with freshman orientation. Learn what the college has to offer, register for classes, meet your new ICC family, and discover all the ways to get involved across our 3 locations.
Hey guys, it's Madison, an orientation leader here at ICC. After you apply for enrollment, sign up for orientation because spots are filling up fast. Find out more at iccms.edu/orientation.
Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
And welcome back. The new pitcher here for Southwest is Jordan McNabb. So McNabb, who was the DP, will come in to pitch here with no outs. All runners on the bags. As there's going to be a bunt laid down. Davis is going to be there easily, as Davis just drops down a surprise bunt. Nobody there covering first base as McNabb had a pretty good break on the ball. So now bases will be loaded once again here for the Indians with no outs. And it looks like we may have a new batter coming into this situation for the Indians, and it looks like it might be, maybe a runner coming in. As Joanna Vasquez was due up, she's heading back. And yes, it's going to be Maggie Smithy coming into bat now for the Indians. So Maggie Smithy will come into bat here for ICC with bases loaded and no outs. So 6-1 is your score after a 2-run single by Casey Carpenter. You can see her name in tomorrow's Daily Journal in the box score as ICC. Man, they have broke out the hit sticks today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hits so far in the contest here for ICC. So Smithy at the plate. Change up, and it's a beauty for, a ball. Thought that was a pretty good pitch there. They called it a ball, so 1-0 is the count here to Maggie Smithy. Smithy facing McNabb. And that pitch, same location as the last one, this time called a strike since it was a fastball. 1-1 now is the count here on Smithy. Smithy batting in place of Joanna Vasquez. Smithy can hit for power. But boy, it could be big if the Indians could find a big-time hit here out of Smithy. She's out of New Albany, went to Ingomar High School. Smithy blasts one off the glove of the third baseman, and that's going to score another run. They're going to ask Carpenter to score from second, and the throw's going to be cut off. And they're going to throw it to second. It's going to get away, but not far enough, as that's going to go for a single for Smithy, as it was just a tough play after a leaping catch attempt made there. And so that will actually go for 2 RBIs off the bat of Smithy. Let's go back and look at that one on Little Caesars instant replay. ICC nearly ran themselves into a out there, but Davis was able to get back. And that will close the book on on Latham, as those 2 runners that were on the bag belong to Latham. So now still no outs in the inning. ICC now leads it 8-1, and this is going to be Hope Harbin at the plate. And she's going to lay down a bunt, and again, this is going to go for an infield single. The throw gets away. 1 run will score. They'll see if the last 2. No, it will not. And so that will be an hit advance on the error, because Hope was there easily that time. And that will actually walk it off for the Indians. And so the 1-run rule is in effect, and ICC wins it by the final score of 9-1. So a big inning there for the Indians in the bottom of the 5th to win it 9-1. We'll take a break and come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report and tell you a little bit more about today's contest. Back with more right after this.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say, it's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza, then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6.
Pizza. Man, these Red Bull slushes are invigorating, right?
I know it, man. I'm feeling confident, feeling pumped. I want to jump this thing.
I don't know if that's such a good idea, TJ.
No, man, I need help. Can we jump this thing?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Rush in for Sonic's new Red Bull slushes, half price during happy hour.
Bacon, Swiss cheese, juicy chicken on a King's Hawaiian bun.
Oh, what else is it saying?
It's saying you still owe me that $30.
Hang up!
Hurry into Sonic for the King's Hawaiian Chicken or Burger Club and try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome you to the Renaissance Bank postgame report. ICC wins it by the final score of 9-1 in 5 innings. Your final line for the Indians, 9 runs, 13 hits, no errors. For Southwest, 1 run, 3 hits, and 2 errors. Your Little Caesars stats, let's take and start that with the Bears. Buzzy was 0 for 3 on the day. Nations was 1 for 3 with a triple and a run scored. McNabb went 1 for 2 with a single, an RBI, and a strikeout. Carrington Jeffcoat was 1 for 2 on the day with a single. Jade Latham was 0 for 1 with a walk. Red was 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Madison Gower was 0 for 2. Then it was McManus 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout, and Nelson 0 for 2. For ICC, Maddie Miney was 2 for 3 on the day with a double, a run scored, and a single. Rachel Sternisha was 0 for 2 with a sac fly and an RBI. Samantha Connolly was 2 for 3 on the day with a double and a single. She had an RBI, a run scored. Lily Moore came in to score as well. Summer Kreider was 2 for 3 on the day. She had a solo home run, so that means she had an RBI and a run scored on that. She also scored after a single there in that 5-run bottom of the 5th. Macy Cox was 1 for 2 on the day. She had an RBI single, walked. Her runner was Hannah Sparks, who came around and scored. Casey Carpenter was 2 for 3 on the day. She had a double and a single. She drove in 2 runs and also scored a run as well. Jessica Davis was 1 for 3 on the day with a single. Joanna Vasquez was 0 for 2. She did reach on an error and score a run. Maggie Smithy had a single that drove in 2 runs. And then Hope Harbin was 2 for 3 on the day. She did have a pair of infield singles. And then it was the throwing error by the Bears that allowed the final run to score in the inning for ICC as Jessica Davis plated the run and put the 8-run run rule into effect. Well, our Sonic star of the game, man, you got a lot of them to pick from because it was a great day for the Indians. Let's go ahead and call them co-stars of the day, as it's going to be Olivia Burns, who scattered 3 hits, gave up 1 run. It was earned. And then it will also give it to Summer Kreider, who was 2 for 3 on the day and had that home run back in the 3rd inning. So that's going to wrap it up here. ICC will play again. That'll be tomorrow at 5 o'clock. They'll take on Gulf Coast, who was the winner at in the first game of the day, 6-4 over Colin. So that'll be a big-time rematch there at 5 o'clock. And then your first game of the day tomorrow will be Colin and Southwest, an elimination game there. We do want to wish the best of luck to both Colin and Southwest in that game there. You're taking a look at some of these Little Caesars instant replay from first game of the day. ICC wins it 9-1. So that's going to do it for our broadcast here. We'll be back tomorrow as well on the Red Channel. You'll want to be sure and follow us on Twitter at Let's Go ICC, just in case any schedule changes are made there with weather coming into the area. So for Madison Haley, I tell you what, real quick, Madison. No, she says no. She's got some questions. I was going to get her to do her in-game recap, but she's working on stats right now. Either way it goes, that's going to do it for Madison Haley. I'm Adam Gore. We'll see you next time here on the ICC Sports Network.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.